Hi, welcome to Wynwood and Wynwood Walls in Miami. What exactly is Wynwood? Well, it's art, it's galleries, it's street graffiti, it's a little bit of everything, and it's also kind of closed right now. Now, normally this place would just be teeming with people, and by the way, there's a night thing that happens here. It's called the Wynwood Art Walk. Oh, and also typical Miami fashion, I'm about to get wet. The Art Walk is this big once-a-month party, at least it used to be before COVID, where this place just turned into an absolute frickin' madhouse of people and music and food and art. Oh yeah, they have art down here too. But during the day, there's a lot of galleries that are open. Wynwood Walls is behind me, and that's sort of a giant, you can walk through, all the walls are painted in murals. There's a couple small galleries in there. Of course, it's closed right now, but I'm gonna try to walk around and show you what I can show you. Now, literally, one of the best things about Wynwood is what's behind me. Every wall, every flat surface, including the sidewalk, which I'm going to show you in a second, is covered. It's covered in graffiti, it's covered in art. All right, let me take a pause right here next to the Neanderthal-looking guy behind me. Across the street, you see, where is it over there? That's Panther Coffee. Panther Coffee is a place that you are going to go to at night. Yes, it's just a coffee shop. Yes, it's incredibly good. They roast their own stuff there. And I highly recommend the Cold Nitro. It will keep you up until at least 4 days hence. So Panther Coffee, definitely a big stop on this Rick Higgins tour of, I'm not even gonna do that cheesy shit. Go to Panther Coffee, it's fun. Wynwood is a place where I've come quite often with friends. It is an absolute blast. There's this whole area where they just have food trucks and food trucks and food trucks, and you just sit there and you just stuff yourself. And then you start walking around, and it's not even about the drinking, although it is about the drinking. It's more about sticking your nose and seeing unusual art, great art, strange art. It's about being with friends and talking and laughing. What is Wynwood? Wynwood is a very old industrial area, kind of near some questionable neighborhoods. It still is, but what happened was artists started moving in because the space was cheap and the space was large. So people started coming in, they started putting up their galleries, then it sort of became a destination. It started becoming a thing. More and more people started coming in, restaurants and bars started opening up, but it still kept that same vibe, where every flat wall like you see behind me. Now what happened was they started this thing called the Wynwood Art Walk, which is basically one night a week. They open up everything for everybody to come see and play and do. It is loud, 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 loud. It is jumping. You aren't going to be able to find parking anywhere close. But that is when you come down here. The problem is it got expensive because it became such a thing that the owners of all of this fine property decided they can start charging premium prices. And that really affected what happened to Wynwood. Now, it's still a destination. It's become, I don't know, less hippie, trippy, and bohemian and more, I don't know, commercial in a way. You definitely need to come down here. That is the background on Wynwood. Okay, life is more than about paint on walls. It is also about food and beverage, and I want to talk to you about that. Let's start with the food. The food down here is very eclectic. You're going to find places like the Wynwood Diner is really cool, but a lot of the restaurants tend to be on the, I don't know how you want to put it, presumptuous side maybe. They try to be a little more than maybe they really should be, but the food is excellent. It is a little pricey down here, but we don't come down for the food. We come down for music, we come down for the art, and we definitely come down for the drink. Now around the corner here, and I'm trying to find it as I'm walking, it may be really close, there's this really cool piano bar. It's kind of funky. The guy has this giant grand piano that he took the innards out of and put an electronic keyboard on instead. Anyway, he just kind of does this old school sing-along. It's kind of a small intimate area, maybe 50 people are in there, and it's just a hoot. We love coming down here and doing that. I am so used to this place being vibrant. I am so used to Miami being Miami. And I come down here and see it so dead. I mean, I know it's COVID, I know we've got a lockdown, but it doesn't feel, it's hard to do this because this is not the Wynwood and this is not the Miami that I know. On the other hand, I'm not fighting a few hundred people trying to walk down here and talk to you. So where is Wynwood exactly? Well, there's a map that's going to be displayed, or I have displayed it. I don't know, I haven't edited this thing yet. But we are close to the ocean. We are kind of close to downtown. In fact, I'm going to get my directions right. If I went that way for a couple of miles, I would get wet in the salty goodness of the Atlantic. It is fairly close. I got to spin around because you got to see all this stuff behind me. It is fairly close. It is not really near much of anything else. Like I said, this was an old industrial area, but that's Miami. Miami, the one thing, I'm reading a book right now about the history of Miami, and there's one thing that we do really, really well here, and that's a constant state of reinvention. Miami today is not going to be Miami tomorrow. We're no longer Miami Vice from the 80s, obviously, but we're always in a state of change. So you take an area like this and it becomes a thing, then the areas around it become a thing, and it kind of stops becoming a thing, and your usual bars and restaurants start closing, and you got to go find the new thing. But for a while, this is a thing. I am really not sure if this camera can show you just how large this wall is behind me, but I love this thing. Let me show you. It's just freaking huge, and it is just so incredible. I absolutely love this piece. Apparently this video is going to be about his impressions as much as it is about telling you about this place. See behind me? I don't know if it's actually coming out. It's something I'm noticing everywhere down here, and that is for lease signs. Perfect retail. It feels like, and I know COVID, I know the lockdown did this to a whole lot of people in a whole lot of industries, but it seems to have pretty much be killing the art industry down here. It's also Miami wanting to reinvent itself and make money, because honestly, that's all Miami cares about, is making money. But it's just kind of sad that this place feels like it's changing. So if you're coming to Miami, I'd come look at this place quick. Okay, I know I said you don't come down here for the food, but there's a place behind me, you can see. It's called the Butcher Shop. And, well, it's not a butcher shop. Well, actually it is. If you go in there, they actually have meats behind the counter on display. But it's also the butcher shop and beer garden. The reason it's a beer garden is, well, they have lots and lots and lots of beers. My absolute favorite place. When I was here for my 1-year anniversary in Miami, this is where I wanted to go with all my friends. And this is where we came. Okay, I want to get off the beaten path and dab at my face. By the way, Miami in mid-May is hotter than hell. If you want to come down here, if you want to come out during the day, I wouldn't come like from now until, oh, I don't know, February. Anyway, this place is actually kind of making me a little sad and depressed. When I was sitting at home, I had all these memories and visions and thoughts of all the great times I've had down here in Wynwood with my friends. And I came down and a couple things have hit me. One, I've never seen it like this, ever. It's just dead. So many for lease signs, so many businesses who've, I guess, gone out because of COVID. I know COVID's affecting everything. It's kind of making me a little sad to see it like here, see it like this down here. But I still would very much recommend you come down. I would recommend you come down in the coolness, especially at night. But I think this place will bounce back. Miami is nothing if not resilient. And I'm trying to put a really positive spin on it. I'm not going to go back crying and sobbing because my little Wynwood is no longer here. I want to go back and think about my Wynwood that's going to come back. So for now, be a pirate, come wander down here in Miami in this art district, and more soon from this incredible city that we call, well, we don't call it, but they call it the Magic City. I don't know why. Maybe I'll look that up for you too. See you later.